let's talk about mannequins. So this mannequin is the Alana mannequin, and there's also an Ed mannequin. So the Alana mannequin is a head circumference of 22 inches, whereas the Ed one is 23 inches. I was gonna get the Ed one, but the only one left was Alana. Also, there's doesn't really matter which one you choose. It's just as long as you've got a nice little bald head to put it on. So they are made by the Monster Makers, which you can buy them on their website, but I bought mine from a different website because it saved a lot of hassle. Dog. As you can see, the dog is interested. So, I'll link below the website or I'll give the link to the website that I bought it from, but it's a UK-based website, therefore I saved on shipping and custom charges, which would have been very expensive from America. So that's a great way to buy if you're a UK-based human being. So from the Monster Maker website, these cost, I think it's $89.50 or something like that. So like $90, which translates to around 70 British pounds, which is around about how much I paid for it, which isn't a bad price considering that you will be using this a lot. Okay, so I just want to talk about supplies again. So with supplies, the supplies I'm using are supplies such as glue guns, sewing machine, a mannequin, paint, setting spray. I'm going to talk all about what each one does, and also where you can buy them from, and things like that. So first thing is glue guns. So glue guns will be used a lot. They're used to stick the fur down. They're used to carve and stick the foam together. Lots of different things that it'll be used for. You can buy a glue gun off places like Amazon, eBay, your local supermarket, craft shops. Most places will sell a basic glue gun. I got mine off Amazon for a good price, and it works very well. You do need to keep the upkeep of the glue sticks though, which you can buy again on Amazon, places like that. So sewing machines can be bought again online and again at local haberdasheries and craft shops. You basically have to do some research where shops that sell them near you, or you can just get them online. I got mine in a shop called Hobbycraft. It's not the most expensive one, but it does the job, so it's entirely up to you whether you want to spend more or a little less if you're a learner like I was. Again, it's up to you what price point you want to go for when you're choosing a sewing machine. My sewing machine cost around, I think it was £90, but some go for cheaper, some go for a lot higher. Again, your price point on your budget, it varies what you might be able to afford. Either way, most sewing machines will do the basic job of sewing, unless, like me, you might need embroidery. For example, you might need an embroidery machine, but that's another video. Okay, so on my suit that I'm making for a Foxy fan, he has teeth that are made of 3D printed teeth. So these teeth needed to be painted. So for the paint, I've used an acrylic paint, which is I guess it's a sturdier paint. But I also used a setting spray. So with paint, you need to set it so that it's weatherproof and it's stronger, I guess, so that, you know, it stops scuffing, and if it rains the paint won't wash away. So the setting spray I use basically coats the teeth in like a resin. I think it said it was a resin, and then it sets and it dries, and it's just a sturdier, rather than the paint scratching off all the time. I got the setting spray on Amazon, but again, you can buy it at your local craft shop, or Amazon and eBay again, online, or just look around. Wherever sells paint may also sell the setting spray. Another nice little shop in the UK, or at least near me, is Fred Aldous. Fred Aldous. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yes, that shop is very good. It sells a lot of craft things. Other shops such as W.H. Smith, Hobbycraft. You know, craft shops are the place to be when you are crafting things. And finally, I want to talk about mannequins. I know I've made a little snippet video of my mannequin, but I want to talk about mannequins in general. So, mannequins can be bought online. Shops such as, again, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, the monstermakers.com, and the shop that I bought it from, whose name I've forgotten, but it'll be linked. All shops like this will sell a mannequin. You can also look around in charity shops, or even clothing shops. They might have old mannequin heads that you might be able to take home if they don't need it anymore. Anything works. Mannequin heads don't have to be expensive. You can pick up any type of mannequin head, such as a polystyrene, foam, printed, or the one that I have, which is like a mold. It doesn't matter, but there are many options out there for you to choose from. Yeah, there's many options. Okay, so hello, it's me, Pink. I'm going to do a little sit down video for you. I'm going to talk about different shops that you can buy your materials from, the difference between a toonie and a realistic, and why you might want to choose one over the other, and also maybe why the cost of certain things might be higher if you need a realistic or a toonie. Okay, so here in the UK, if you want to buy materials in person, there's shops such as Abercarn. That's our local one, but local fabric shops, I'm sure they're everywhere. But they tend to have a good deal, and it also saves on shipping and customs compared to buying overseas. If you're buying online, there are many different shops. Again, if you're in the UK, shops such as Mohair Bear. But I know America, they've got a load of good shops that you can buy from, such as Big Z and Howells. They have a load of different colours and textured and different piled furs. However, they do cost a little bit more. Plus, you may have a custom charge. So it's entirely up to you what shop you want to go to. You know, it's entirely up to you. Okay, also for a suit, you may want to, well, you need to buy other materials to help build it, such as glue guns, sewing machine, thread. You know, all these things add up to the overall cost of a suit, so you have to bear that in mind. Again, these can be bought at your local art shop, or they can be bought on Amazon. Anywhere sells basic craft supplies. Okay, so bearing all that in mind, the cost of furs, the cost of supplies, glue guns, the glue to go in the glue guns, it all adds up and it will increase the price, which is why suits are expensive, because not only are you paying for their time and their, you know, craft, but you also need to pay for, you know, they need materials to make it. So depending what you want, the price may vary between suit and, you know. Just a couple of extra things to note. You don't need a sewing machine every time you make a suit. That's a one-time purchase. So don't worry about having to keep buying them. Also with toonie suits, the expression tends to be built within the face. So you could have a happy or an angry, as well as eyelids that will show the character's expressions or emotions. Whereas realistic tend to just be more of the animal than the cartoon animal that it might be. As well as toonie can have 2D eyes and follow me eyes. 2D eyes basically makes the character look like it's straight out of a comic book, which might be someone's preference. Whereas follow me eyes can be classed as more kind of realistic, as they follow you around the room, which I think is really cool. Another price difference may be the price of a toonie suit may be higher, as the character may be more complex than another character, such as having more stripes, more spots, you know, big teeth, big face, whatever. Whereas the price for a realistic suit may go up because they can have airbrushing and, you know, realistic eyes and the cost of printing. So it varies suit to suit, which one the cost may add up. Okay, so the difference between a toonie and a realistic suit. So I'll start with a toonie. So this is an example of a toonie suit. I made this one. It's my second ever suit. So with a toonie suit, obviously it's not realistic. It's more expressive, and the eyes are more toony, so it's kind of cuter in a way. usually with toony suits, the jaws don't really move, so you don't have as much expression as you would with a realistic suit whose the jaws can either move or don't move, but you know what I mean. For example, this isn't a realistic, but you know, you have more of a movement of mouth. So cost-wise, with a toony versus realistic, it really depends what you want. I know with toony tends to be on a foam base, which is carved by hand, so it varies price to price with that. And with realistic suits, they can be made of foam, but the one I'm doing is a 3D printed base, which I bought off fursuits, which I'd recommend because they're really nice. So prices vary person to person and what you may need species wise or design wise. So the suit I'm making for Foxy Fan is realistic because he wanted a suit that had more expression with the mouth that can move. We also worked together on it to choose the eye colour and the nose, which I love. I love the colour and I love the eyes, and they're so like blue. But yeah, so that can be a reason why someone may choose a realistic suit over a toony one.